interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, slap his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Up episode 70, Remember the Show. Jason Anik, joined as always by the future welterweight champion Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. So no show last week. Belal got shipped to London. I guess you got to give the people what they want out there, right, Bully? Belal Muhammad, they called and they listened. So you're looking great. You don't look jet lagged or anything. Welcome back to Chicago. How you doing, man?
Yeah, it was sick. It was cool. You know, they get a call on Monday like, you want to go to London? I'm like, I've never been to London. Cool, I'm down. Let's go. And it was like my first time doing some sort of like press conference type thing. So it was cool. It was just me, Sugar Sean, and Charles Oliveira up there. The crowd over there was crazy, man. The fans, they're like all outside already. The fans over there are super cool. I had a bunch of fans were coming up to me after it at the hotel, like, man, I don't know why I've been booing you, man. You're such a cool guy. And I was like, all you got to do is meet me, bro. All you got to do is meet me in person. And we'll be friends.
Exactly. Dude, and so you were commenting, and just forgive me, like it's a little choppy for me. I'm out in California right now at my wife's parents' house. So you were going in and out a little bit there for me. But Cody, if you lose me, just cut me out. And I know you can run your mouth talking plenty of mixed martial arts. But Bully, you were saying that crowd, I think you tweeted something. It's just like bananas, huh? That building is special.
Man, it was crazy because when I first got there, and then Charles and Sugar Sean, right after the press conference, they were leaving. And I was like, oh, you guys aren't going to the fights? I think Sean O'Malley said that, you know, he misses his daughter, and he was like in Miami the week before. So like, he's been on vacation for a while. Charles literally just hopped on a plane right off. And I was like, man, the O2, I have to go check it out. I have to see what this is all about, you know, because you hear it all the time. Like the energy is different. The first time they went back there, that everybody kept saying how crazy it is to be at a Paddy fight. And I'm like, let me see what this is really all about. But honestly, it lived up to it. The crowd was nuts, especially when Paddy and Meatball Molly both walked out and then they both won. Like that, right? That was crazy.
Dude, the walkout for Patrick fucking Pimblett. I mean, it's like, can you imagine? And, you know, we're always talking about emotions with fighters. So first of all, I mean, for him to hear that, and it's what, his third UFC appearance, and I know it, but it just gets bigger and bigger. And that's got to be an unbelievable feeling for him. It's got to be some pressure, no? I mean, I don't know. What would that be like? I mean, I'd feel pressure, man.
That's the interesting part, because I'm like, obviously, the shows, I feel like he's not the headliner, but everybody's there to see Paddy. Everybody, like, you could just tell everybody was there to see Paddy. I had a bunch of younger kids that were sitting next to me or meeting me, and I was like, who are you here to see? Oh, we're here to see Paddy. They're all singing the song. He walks out. He has his own song for himself. And, yeah, obviously there has to be some sort of pressure on him. And, you know, he's already been there already with Cage Words and stuff. He was the headliner for all those shows. So, like, he may have been used to it, but, like, I still think that you could talk a big game, but I think there is still pressure there. And I think that he may not even be like at the best he's shown so far. Like, you know, he's getting all these finishes, but I still think that there's talent there. You know, you have a lot of haters. Oh, he's not good. He gets fat. He gets this, but man, to submit a guy like Jordan Levitt, who's known for his ground game on the ground, like I didn't think he'd be able to submit him. I thought he would be able to win, maybe catch him on the feet. I think he had way better striking than him. But to finish the guy on the ground and call it out, and then do your teabagging, and then get on the mic. His speech on the mic afterward was honestly amazing. It made me like him even more. I already liked him, but like, to show that, you know, like, he's not that guy that a lot of people portray him as. They just think that, oh, he's this snotty guy or this guy. Dude, he's a good kid. The people love him. How you gonna hate him for it? It was such a cool experience to see. And then just to see him with like Meatball Molly, because honestly, you know, Meatball Molly, I don't like the way she is at like post press conferences and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people are trying to ask Paddy questions, and, you know, she's hopping in. She's a little bit drunk or whatever. But to see that, like, he's giving her the time, he's letting her have that shine too. He's not like just telling her, yo, shut up, or get her out of light. Like, he's bringing her with her the whole time. And like, it's genuine. It's a genuine friendship. It's genuine love for each other. You can see it.
So I'm not going to lie. I don't know what my Wi-Fi is like out here, but I'm getting, Cody, did you get every word of that? I just want to make sure you're getting
good,
every word
brother.
of Bully.
You're not getting it?
We're getting all of you too.
You're getting all of me and you're getting all of Bully.
I'm getting all of you.
Well, I got most of you, but so Meatball Molly, I have to say, right? This girl, and I love her, but she's hammered like 10, 12 minutes after her fight. Hammered, right? And all these post-fight pressers, right? It's like you can't even get a word out of Paddy Pimblett because Meatball is just running her mouth. I love it. I can't get enough of them. I love listening to them say Anik with the K at the end, like Anik, I just can't get enough. And also, too, I know Cody after his first fight was a little, the hype kind of is what it is, but some of it is, I don't think dude's as cocky maybe as when he's running his mouth in the octagon. Like, he really is a thoughtful guy. He thought about his matchups in the UFC. He didn't just try and soar right to the top. He's picking his matchups carefully. He was going to fight Jared. Who knows how that would have gone down. I still would like to see them fight.
But
just
called him out
I really enjoyed watching
back.
the whole thing, and Meatball had me almost in tears. I'm just so happy to see the fans get rewarded and her be so happy. I just can't get enough.
He actually called out Jared in the post-fight press conference. They were asking who you want, and Jared's beat one of his teammates before. And then Jared's like, "Hey, did you see him call me out?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, but we got somebody to look forward to right now. We can't think ahead right now. We still have a big name in front of us, a legend in Santos in front of us. So Jared's gonna be fighting in 2 weeks, and we get past that one. I think that him and Paddy is a good test, and even for Paddy, people, let him get a ranked guy, the UFC wants to keep giving them bums, blah, blah, blah. I think that they don't need to fast forward him that quick to a ranked guy. They need to slow push him. I think the same way they did Sugar Sean O'Malley. Paddy, I think, is at that level of stardom where he could sell out arenas on his own if they want him to. I think, honestly, Jared is a good veteran for him. It's a good name for him. He's a tough test for him. He's good everywhere. I think that'll be a good fight for sure once Jared gets past Santos.
I like that. Oh, there he is, wearing the Belal Muhammad sunglasses. What's happening,
man?
Welcome to the show.
That was unexpected.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Washington, man.
I see you're getting around. You're training out there right now too, or you're finishing camp off with Terrence?
Yeah, I'm training out here. I'll stay here. I got an appointment.
Okay. Are you gonna go down with Terrence? Terrence is next week, right?
Yeah, I'm not going though, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't, man. Tickets are expensive, so.
Dude, you're freaking the way you dominated your last fight. Had the UFC fly you out there? Are you serious right now?
Yeah, man. I gotta ask.
You don't gotta ask. You gotta message him. Who's your manager? You gotta get the guy to, hey, I need to be down there with Terrence. Put me on the flight. A guy like you just dominated your last fight against a guy that had a lot of hype. A lot of people were pushing him. They were telling me he's a great grappler. And then the way you were just like, honestly, you manhandled him. You showed that like there was levels to grappling. And a lot of people thought you were going to gas after that first round, but you showed them. You showed them that you're a contender in that division for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Bro, all the trash talking you do, start talking, put it out there on the mic. Let's go.
He's humble. I was watching your press conference. It was interesting. You were like, yeah, no one. They didn't have a press conference before my fight. You were like, don't worry, I'll talk about the fight after. But I thought it was really interesting something you said. You're on the phone with your dad right before the press conference started. And I guess he was busting your balls a little bit talking about a finish. But you were talking about that cage time and how valuable that was, how it had been so long and some of the emotions. It's a pretty special night for you that night, I think.
Yeah, man, it was good, man. I was off like 10 months. So I was still a little off in the cage, my distance was very off. But other than that, I felt his strength. Once we got in the clinch, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just wrestle this kid. He feels pretty weak, So I just and then but I still regretted that I didn't get to finish, but it is what it is.
No, but
sometimes
I trained with you. I felt you before, and I tell people, like, bro, I trained with a guy. Like, you're very strong for your weight class. Do you cut a lot of weight? Do you walk around big, or is it like?
I mean, we train together. My weight, man. I walk around like under 155. I'm not even that big, man. I cut like I was drinking gallon of water on Thursday, so.
No, honestly, like I said, I was like, man, bro, he does not feel like a 135 pounder. It's a different feel when you're going with you. And I'm like, bro, he gives me a go, and it's hard to take you down. And I was like, I need to get more work in with this guy. But now he wants to go back to Seattle, Washington, and leave Chicago behind.
Spokane, brother.
Oh, Spokane.
So, at your press conference, right? So, Belal, dude doesn't Said. You don't have a nickname, right? So you got to tell. I was watching your last press conference, right? So you got to tell. So Basmaj, right? Tell us about. Is this really going to be the nickname or what?
No, man, it was just something. When I was young, like when I was 8 years old, 7 years old, they used to call me that because I was, Nah, I don't need a nickname. I think to my culture, we're like Belal knows, like it's just like. I don't think I need a nickname. It's just long already, so.
Oh, there he is.
What's
up, Puna?
Hey.
What up, Puna?
What's up?
Dude, it looked like you did your hair. You did it. You look like you showered. You look like you cleaned up for this already for us.
No, I didn't try my hardest for this great opportunity.
Bully's muted, so I'll go. Dude, Puna, man, I can't get enough of your last performance, and not necessarily talking about the pelvic thrust on the cage, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But, dude, the emotion after, man, I loved it, man. And, like, coming off 2 losses, and I know how special a fighter you are, and, and every time you win, the last one was a split, man. How special was it sort of getting in the right column? Little adversity in that fight, back in the W column.
Yeah, obviously, like I was kind of teary up in there. I was trying to fight it back, but it feels so good. I still feel like I'm on like cloud 9, just like riding high, and it's just on top of the world.
When you touch Dolce, is he like all rock? Like, dude, I'm like, how the heck is this guy in the same weight class as you? I'm like, bro, this guy feels like he's all muscle.
Oh, it was so scary. He was like the hardest substance I've ever touched. Like, he was solid.
And you guys trained together before? Did you guys have like a good relationship, or was it like one of those, we were in the same room, but we're not really working together?
We had a good relationship. We're always super cool. I remember seeing him and being like, oh, he is way too big. I'm not going to train with this guy. So I don't think we ever trained together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wondered, I'm like, this Puna's way too nice. He's not the type to be like, oh, I train with this guy. I know I could beat him. Let me call him out real quick.
No.
But any injuries or anything from the fight?
I just broke my hand. It's not bad. I get it off August 15th, and that's it. No surgery, no nothing.
Oh, okay. You just had to put a cast on. That's it.
Yeah, just a cast, and that's it.
Well, I mean, you got a bonus there at that fight, so you got 50 G's and a cast. What did you do with the money?
I don't know. It's probably the worst answer. I know.
Come on, bro. You're sponsored by Monster. You have 50 G's in your pocket. What don't you have?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I just am so focused on winning tonight that I have no other thoughts in my head.
I love it.
Well, it's a perfect segue. So, Cody, let's get to this game show right now.
All right, so Puna's been on this show before, but Said, it's first time for you. So all you got to remember is if you know the answer, say bully. So the questions go back and forth, not like Jeopardy. Rule 1, say bully. Rule 2, most points wins. Please shall bully. If you get it right, you get the points. You get it wrong, your opponent gets the points. If you know the answer, shall bully.
The categories for today. First category is face mash. So these are two fighter faces mashed together. You got to tell me which 2 fighters they are. So it's 2 fighters. Nickname game. Everybody has a nickname except for you, Said. So you got to tell me this fighter's nickname. Who is he or she? So this is guy fighters with girl filters. So it's only one guy fighter with a girl filter on. And then name scramble. Got to unscramble the letters. Tell me the name. Easy as that.
Damn.
I think you're on the show. You lost to Brendan Allen. So
Thanks, sir.
I'm hoping that you did some studying this time because Eric's been on the show twice and he's dominated twice. So if you come out here and lose like that, Saeed Terrence came on the show and got murdered. He was like terrible. He got I think he had like 2 points when he was on the show. So you got to show me something. Saeed, you're here first. I'll let you pick first.
All right, so I pick any number.
You pick any category, yeah, and number.
Let's go face match 400.
Oh, he's going big. Okay, 2 fighter faces here.
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, Bully. Is it Oliver and Connor?
Oh, there we go.
Huh.
What was it? Was it the eyes?
I don't know.
Come on, Saeed.
Yes,
400. Puna, balls in your court. It's keeps.
I'll try the nickname game for 300.
Nickname game for 300. All right, Uriah Hall. What's his nickname?
Oh,
Bully.
Bully.
Saeed.
Nightmare.
Nightmare Uriah Hall.
Oh, shit. Some shit
Where's
like
my
that.
Puna, you trained with Uriah Hall, didn't you?
I was just too busy running from him. He's scary.
Well, you got the points anyway. Nightmare. That was a decent guess. All right, Puna, you go again.
I'll do the same thing for 400.
Nickname 400. Anthony Smith fighting this weekend.
Bully.
That was me.
That's Puna.
Yeah, Lionheart.
Man, I said bully, man.
Yeah, he was first.
I said a bully right away.
Puna was fast on the trigger. The
I'm
next
sorry.
close
Oh
one,
my
next
God.
close one, Saeed, I'll give it to you. Next close one.
See, this is where Puna's soft-spoken nature doesn't help him in the game show. You can just scream over him.
You're up, Puna.
Let's see. I'll go with who is she/he for 200, please.
Who is E/E 200? I like the please.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Who is the fighter? It's the one guy with the girl filter.
one guy.
It's a good
God
one.
dang you,
Oh,
Puna.
Bully. Bully.
Puna.
That's Dan.
Oh,
the
man.
tattoo.
There he
I saw
is.
the tattoo.
You got it for the tattoo. Hey, he's not a bad looking girl. I'll give him that. You're up, Puna. Saeed,
that
you're
was a
getting
tough
killed right now.
I don't even get a chance to answer, so it's not even fair.
Sorry. We'll do he or she/he for 400 again, please.
400.
Sir.
A bully.
Saeed.
That dude, triangle guy. What's his name? Brian T City.
There we go.
We'll give it to him.
Bermuda Triangle.
Mr.
Yeah, triangle.
There we go.
yeah.
We're on the board.
All right.
Damn, sorry to all you viewers out there. Free the nipple, I guess. Bully going ham with the topless photo.
You're up, Saeed.
I name scramble 400, man. Let's go.
All right, we're going big. We're going big here.
Oh, Bully.
Puna.
My favorite fighter, Pavlovich Pimblett, is Paddy Pimblett. It's not really my favorite. I don't know.
You're up,
You were
Puna.
so obvious.
It was obvious. It said bully.
I'll do the same one for 300.
300.
Bully.
Saeed.
Amanda Nunes.
There we go. Okay. There we go. He's making a run for it.
Yep.
Thought it was a Z.
Fans of the show can tell when I don't change the names on the name scrambles.
Where did Puna go? Oh, there he is.
All right, let's go. He.
Wait, I can't hear Puna. Hold up. Puna, you're on mute.
I got him.
Oh, you got him?
Sorry. Someone was calling.
Oh, my God,
There you
dude.
Probably
You can't put your phone on airplane mode.
You saw it. Probably
You're up, Saeed.
All right, who is she or he? 300.
He or she 300.
Oh, that's bully.
Bully.
Saeed.
Oh, that's GSP.
What? Come on.
Oh no,
Freaking-
really?
Come on, Saeed.
Who's that? Oh damn, he's jacked like that. I didn't know.
That is in shape, but he's not fat. He's in shape.
He looks jacked in that picture.
You're up, Puna.
I thought it was GSP too, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah. I'll go with the last Sheehy.
Sheehy, last one. Okay, this is a good one.
Bully.
Bully. That's easy.
Terrence. Terrence McKinney.
It looks like one of Floyd Mayweather's daughters. I swear to God.
Damn.
Dang, that was only 100 points. Come on, Said. Make a comeback.
All right, face mask 300.
Face two fighter faces here.
Wow. Bully. That's Amanda Nunes and then Pena.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
I thought that was Bigfoot Silva.
That was hard to look at.
When I made that one, I was like, what the heck is going on? You're up, Said.
Name scramble 200.
You got to get all these points, Said.
Oh, Bully.
Bully.
That was a close one.
Great job. Yeah.
That's easy, man. Everybody knows that.
Go. Hey, yeah, put that scramble up. How'd you look at the scrambling of the last name there? Really great job. Natty Gay instead of Dan. I mean, literally flipped around the first name. Last name, nothing.
Let's go nickname game 200.
Nickname game 200.
Bully.
Paulo Costa. Oh, Puna is fast on the trigger.
Bay Racer.
Dang, okay.
Oh, I did not know that.
Quick.
I didn't know his nickname either. I looked at it like that racer. You're up, Puna.
Bohashinya.
I'll do the same thing. The last one, please.
Nickname game 100. The Assassin
Bully.
Baby.
Bully.
Said.
Say.
Brandon Moreno.
There we go. Okay, you're up, Said.
Face mask 200.
Ooh, these are hard.
Two fighter faces.
Bully.
Bully. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Puna.
John Jones and Curtis Blades.
That's a good one. I wouldn't get that.
What would you have said, Said?
I would say Curtis Blades or Beast.
Wesley Snipes and
Bully. Bully.
Said.
Cheeto and Dominic Cruz.
I didn't even pick that. I didn't even pick that category.
The game was already over. There's no way Said could catch up. Finally, one of you came back on the show. A dominant victory. You didn't get a $50,000 bonus, but you got to remember this show championship. How does it feel?
It feels great. Honestly, it feels a little better than the $50K bonus. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. I'm just going to get back to the drawing board and prepare for my next appearance on the show.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, you're the man, brother. Speaking of that fight, Said, who do you got in that fight? Cheeto or Cruz? Your weight class.
Cheeto.
You got Cheeto?
Yeah.
Any word on something else up for you?
I was just going to say.
Oh, for me, they asked me if I can fight August 13th. I said, yeah, but no opponent yet, bro.
Oh, really?
They trying to test me or something. I don't know.
You'd love to get on that Abu Dhabi card with Belal, right?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, when I messaged him before, he's like, yeah, I'm going to get on August 13th, and I'm going to fight in Abu Dhabi. I was like, all right, he's trying to stay busy. Let's go.
Yeah. Man, I need to, man. Why not, right?
No, honestly, that's what it is. I tell people, if you're healthy, why not be in the cage?
I just think these guys, man, they suck, man. I can beat all of them. I'm telling you.
Honestly, like I said,
like the confidence, man.
You're at that level with the top guys in the division.
Yeah.
We've seen it. You're up there with them, and you're grappling the way you showed last fight. I think a lot of these guys are going to be afraid to fight you, and a lot of these guys are going to be saying no. So you got to be prepared for that, and it's going to take one of those like short notice maybe to step up. Puna, you got $50,000 and you got no good internet?
Sorry. That's
or did you get a call from somebody trying to congratulate you on winning the show?
Yeah.
It was Ali. He's like, "Congrats, brother! This is my favorite show too."
He's asking me for his cut of the wins tonight.
It's half a shoe.
Puna, any names you're looking at right now?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm just trying to heal up my hand. Try not to get too fat in the meantime. And like a fight or like the show?
I mean, we can do both. Like Eric is undefeated on the show, so I wouldn't mind seeing if you could compete with him.
Nixick?
Yeah.
I don't want to start gym drama, so I'll pass on that one. But the next person I'm up for.
Last question for you, Puna. Hamzat Chimaev trained at your gym for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Did you get any work with him?
I don't think I did either.
Really?
I think it just never worked out. Just never worked out.
It's all cool. That's why I like you, because you know that he's the ops, so we stick together. Puna.
Yeah, that's why I got this dominant shirt on. I gotta keep it real, you know.
My brothers, hey, I appreciate both of you guys coming on the show. Thank you guys. Saeed,
Thank you, boys.
I'll send you a study guide next time. We'll let you back on with a little more effort.
All right, thank you.
Good job, brother.
Good luck, boys.
Love you.
I love you, my brother.
Man, dude, Saeed, it was really interesting because the roster is so deep. You know, it's like even you think about when you were unranked. Do you know what I mean? It's like so many talented guys, and Saeed, people are gonna hear about this kid. You know what I mean? You can be sure.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people didn't know about him, but I know about him before because I was always watching, and then he fought in PFL. He fought not PFL, World Series of Fighting. He actually fought Omar Nurmagomedov, the one that's killing everybody right now. That they're talking about is gonna be the next champion in UFC, and he went to decision with him, but it was a really good fight. It was a lot of on the feet, and he competed really well with them, and it showed his stand up. And then after seeing his wrestling that last fight, I forgot who he went against, but I know that he trained in Florida, Sanford MMA with Jared and them. And Jared was telling me that this kid's a beast. He's a monster. He had a lot of hype from the Contender Series, and Saeed went out there and dominated him. So yeah, he's a competitor at that division. I think it's gonna be one of those where a lot of guys are gonna be saying no. A lot of these guys are not gonna be wanting to fight him because stylistically he's a bad matchup for all these guys because he can stand with you or he can grapple with you.
I assume you picked him in your picks.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, he was in Chicago once, and he trained at our gym for like a week. And like, such a cool kid, such a good kid. And he gave me some goes, and I was like, oh, let's get some work in. And you know, you go on lighter guys, you think that it's gonna be they're probably gonna be fragile or what you call it, but we were going toe to toe with a lot of the grappling stuff, and he's very strong, very good. I like the kid a lot.
I love it. So Cody, if you'd be so kind, we're gonna pick some fights for UFC 277. Let's roll with the bigs.
Hey, red and right stinger that time. Go Cody.
Hey, Cody, before we get to the three bigs, I think we got to chop it up a little bit about this light heavyweight bout because I know you want to get in on what's this? Abs, what's up? When I met up with Belal at the hotel, literally everyone got up to take a pic with him. Yeah.
My brother, appreciate it. Yeah, dude.
Of course.
He came from London and he came from Italy and then he met me at the hotel and I was like, you finally get to meet somebody in person. He's a lot smaller in person. But man, yeah, I had to get going. But yeah, next time I'm down there for sure, we got to get some dinner. We got to get some lunch, my brother. You're
the man, dude. Thanks for being with us. So Cody, get your ass on the screen. Cody wants to talk about. So Cody, I think Ankalaev. We're going to talk about. We're not going to pick this fight because it's a big line. But so I think Ankalaev's a future champ. Our director Cody thinks he's. I can quote your text, right? Wildly inaccurate, Ankalaev as a striker, I assume. So Cody's definitely sharper than me with this stuff. So I'm not. But to me, Belal, I sort of, what I see in Ankalaev, I understand the line a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Cody, talk to me about lying hot.
Jump in,
I mean, yeah, this is one of those fights. I think that Ankalaev, he's the guy that a lot of people are looking at to be the next big thing. And it was honestly a lot of that hype came from before his last fight. Before that fight, everybody thought he was the boogeyman, he was the monster. And then, you had a 5-round fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but he knows how to win a fight. He doesn't. I don't even really put the blame on him. It's more on Santos has really changed up his style a lot. And he's not the same old Santos you're expecting from when he was the most competitive Santos, when he would just come at you, throw everything he had at you. And now he's more laid back, not really wanting to come at you, not being aggressive at all. And it throws you off a little bit probably when you're in the cage. Ankalaev is very good everywhere. I think that he's a guy that he doesn't get out of character. He knows what he's good at. He's good at everything, and he doesn't go outrageous. Doesn't get wild. He doesn't get in those big brawls. Even a couple times in those other fights against Kudalaba, he never got too wild or too open for anything. He's tight with everything. He's good everywhere, and I think that's why a lot of people think this guy can be a champion.
So I agree. I mean, my wildly inaccurate comment was about the odds, just because I don't think Ankalaev should be a minus 540 favorite against Anthony Smith. He should be a minus 540 favorite against a lot of light heavyweights. That I have no disagreement with. But a minus 540, I'm going to put my Johnny the Greek cap on. Shout out Johnny the Greek, great guy. That's an 85% win probability, implied win probability. So that's saying that 8.5 times out of 10, Ankalaev beats Anthony Smith. I don't think that that's accurate. Do I think he beats him 6 out of 10 times? Yeah. 8.5 out of 10 times? No shot. Anthony Smith is a dog. He is the Lionheart. And, listening to Bisping's podcast that he co-hosts with him, I've never heard the guy so confident going into a fight. He just seems to at least have all the stuff dialed in that he feels. He's been training with a lot of heavyweight D1 wrestlers, very high level grapplers that feasibly would be heavier than Ankalaev. So I just think Anthony Smith shouldn't be a plus 420. I think he should be a plus 250, but a plus 420 minus 540 clip. I just don't agree with that.
Oh yeah, I definitely think the odds are way off here. I think they're not giving Anthony Smith any respect. He's been in there with some of the best guys in the division. He's been in there with Glover. He's been in there with John Jones. And that was coming up from up a weight class. I think that he doesn't cut a lot of weight. He's not one of those huge 205 pounders, but he is very big and he's very fast. He's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's good on the ground. I think it's definitely going to be a good fight. I don't think it's going to be a walkthrough like the odds are trying to say it is. I think it's definitely going to be a competitive fight. And it's going to be an exciting fight because Anthony Smith's one of those guys, when you don't give him respect, he comes out even harder. Like the Ryan Spann fight, they thought Ryan Spann was going to make his name off of him. And you saw him on the mic after, like getting angry. You never see Anthony Smith really get angry like that or out of character, is because they weren't respecting him. And you could just tell the same way it's happening now where, all right, you guys don't think I'm good enough? Watch me show you guys.
On the Hector Lombard fight, he's like, do you remember my name now?
Yeah,
it's like
right?
You're in the middle of a fight and you're that chip on your shoulder. Like imagine, and not for nothing, his mom recently passed away, rest in peace, but that's another maybe added motivator, something that could maybe compel him. But like I said, I just don't think many fights in the UFC should have odds over minus 500. You're playing with fire at that extent. But, minus 540, 85% of the time, Ankalaev beats Anthony Smith. I don't think so. And not for nothing, I did say this on the pre-show, and I mean, he's Russian. He's not going to hear this, but I think Magomed Ankalaev looks like Mose from The Office. So if you get into The Office fans, you'll get that. He looks like Dwight Schrute's
brother, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so are you going to the window on Anthony Smith though, Cody? Little quarter unit, perhaps?
Yeah, I'll lay like a $5, maybe a 10 spot on it, just for some fun. I mean, by that point,
you gave me more interest in the fight now, so that's good.
I think it'll definitely be a finish. I think it's going to be less than 3 rounds. I think that one of these guys is going to come out, and if Anthony Smith comes out the same way that he came out fighting Ryan Spann, where he just came out hard, like he came out throwing bombs right away. And then Ankalaev is one of those guys that, all right, you want to throw bombs at me, I'm going to throw bombs right back at you. Same way what he did with Kudalaba. And I think it could be one of those brawls on the feet or wars on the feet. I think Anthony Smith has been saying in a couple of interviews that he thinks that Ankalaev is going to come out wrestling. But I think Ankalaev's striking is very good. And if it becomes one of those emotional fights where it comes all on the feet, I think it'll be very competitive.
Yeah, something that Anthony Smith said today in the presser, he said, he's like, I think Ankalaev has been in 18 mixed martial arts exhibitions, and on Saturday he's getting into a fucking fight. So that's I love right there. I just and like I said with Lauren Murphy, Anthony Smith has got that dog in him. So that you should insert that take the meme of the X-ray with the lungs with the dog in it, and then put my face and Anthony Smith's next to it, and Lauren Murphy's. So we're going to the window to bet the under 2.5, which is plus 130 for that. So that I think is a lot of value. I think you're right, Bully. There's no way that if you clip Anthony Smith, he's just gonna dogfight. Like there's no world where Anthony Smith is shooting takedowns.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. So I agree. Plus 130. Take it to the pay window, folks.
Sorry, you guys there?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good.
My
You're not
bad.
here?
I'm glad you got me. Let's move on to the heavyweights. My fucking bad. So Derek Lewis, Sergey Pavlovich. So Derek Lewis coming off a loss to Tai Tuivasa in Houston back in February. This guy can't get a win in Texas. He lost his last 2 bouts in Texas, in Houston. Hopefully Dallas will be better for him. But so who doesn't love the Black Beast? I mean, I can't get enough of the press conferences, but I guess Vegas doesn't really love him too much here. He's a slight dog here against the 11th ranked Pavlovich. So Pavlovich has won 3 in a row. 2 of those, though, back in 2019. Did have a big TKO performance of the night bonus in London back in March over Shamil Abdurakhimov, if I pronounce that right. Anyway, big boys, first pick of the night. Who do you got? Close fight.
Yeah, who doesn't want, man? Black Beast. Anytime he's in an interview or a session, it's hilarious. Did you see him on? They posted something with. Oh, DC posted one thing with him talking to him, and he was just like, "Hey, don't be mean to me." Did you see that part?
Yeah. By the way, he's due. He's due on Remember the Show.
Huh?
You were with him cutting weight.
Man, yeah, dude. Next time I see him, I'm gonna have to call him out again, dude, because he's been ignoring my DMs, keeping me on red. I'm like, bro, why you doing this to me, Black Beast? Stop being grimy. But
the best part about that, did you see the Ronda part?
No. In that interview?
Yeah, so DC's like, yeah, so I did this interview with Ronda, and Black Beast just goes, yeah, she asks about me. DC just starts dying laughing. He's like, no, she didn't ask about you. He's like, what are you talking about? And Derek Lewis is like, nah, that's cool. I'm married anyway, so like I don't even care.
He's just like so nonchalant, hilarious. He's like the funniest guy in the world. I was like, bro, he's so good. I love his fight weeks. I think that this is a good fight for him. I think it's gonna be more on the feet. I think he comes out. When you're thinking that he's probably almost done, he beats these guys that are not at the championship level. He always gets a good finish, good knockouts. I think it's gonna be one of those fights where you want to see him win in Texas. You want to see him get a big knockout in Texas. And I'm pulling for Black Beast here, and I'm gonna pick Black Beast here.
Yeah, I love it. And I think it's a great point. It is true. It's like when he's fighting guys that don't have as big a name as him, he always seems to handle them. But he's faced everybody. So obviously you're going to have some L's when you're facing the best of the
top
best.
Of the top, yeah.
Yeah, but the career that this dude has had, it's just incredible. I love it. Black Beast, plus money. So co-main event, interim flyweight title, Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara France. So Moreno won their first meeting, prior matchup, unanimous decision back December 2019. Man, both these guys are just totally different cats now, huh? I mean, it's like a whole different ballgame. Really looking forward to watching Moreno fight someone not named Davison Figueiredo, to be honest with you. 4th straight opportunity with a belt on the line for Moreno, though. That has to be nice, though. So now training in Kansas City with James Krause, who I love. Car France won 3 straight. Most recently, unanimous decision win over Askarov in Columbus back in March. Bully, I know Moreno lost to Jamal Hill on Remember the Show a few weeks back. Certainly a little more important event this Saturday night. Does he get the win in Dallas over a hot Kai Car France?
Yeah, I'm very excited for this fight. I think this one's going to be a war. And like you said, Moreno, for a guy like him, he has to be excited too that he's not fighting Figueiredo for a 4th time, because every single one of the fights are close, and they could have probably did a 4th time too if they wanted to. But when you're going through a camp and you have to you're focused on the same guy and you have to do it for 3 camps in a row. I was talking to somebody else about this where it's like, it has to get some sort of like just boring and tedious where you're doing the same thing. It's going to say it has to be close to the same game plan at some point. There's so many different things that you could change about it. And every camp you get better when you're changing opponents. Like for my camps, like when I'm having a camp for a Wonder Boy, or I'm having a camp for Damian Maia, or I'm having a camp for Luque, every camp I have to switch something up because they're all different styles. And then that makes me sharper and better and everything else. So like it makes me a more complete fighter because I'm fighting guys that are a lot different. I'm fighting guys and I have to change my training camps to those guys. And when I do it that way, you end up finding yourself to become a more complete fighter. So for a Moreno to have to do 3 camps in a row for the same exact guy, he had to have got to the point where he's like, bro, all right, what are we doing today? Can we just do pads or something? Right. So now you're fighting a guy, still a rematch of Kai Kara France, but it's a different Kai Kara France. I feel like it was a long time ago. Kai Kara France has gotten a lot better. He's matured. He's beating some big names. To have a knockout over a guy like Cody Garbrandt, who's been a champion and had a lot of hype behind him before. But I'm still going to pick Moreno here. I think Moreno's just that much better. I think that if he his last fight, I think he got a little bit emotional and he fought with a little bit too much emotion. You never really see him get hyped like that in the cage before a fight and had like that angry face. I'm like, bro, Moreno, you're a smiler. What are you doing? You play with Legos. Relax. But to see him like with the angry face, I told my brother, I was like, bro, I don't know. He seems a little bit different. So I think changing his camp up, being with James Krause, who's very good at game planning, very good at keeping his fighters composed in the corner and being smart in the corner. I think that it's going to be a good fight for him, and he's going to show a different side to himself.
It's just fascinating to me how it's sort of some of these interim belts come about. It's like, so Moreno goes on and wins this fight after like losing the belt. It's just, I know I belabor these points, but some of this bullshit with this championship sometimes frustrates me, man, with some of the merits and just, you know what I mean? Even some of the stuff going on with you, Belal, it drives me out of my mind. Got to be honest.
Yeah, this stuff, a lot of it, like you said, there's no rhyme or reason for a lot of it. And a lot of it really doesn't make sense. But like, if Moreno wins this, so is he going to go straight back to fighting Figueiredo for a fourth time? Hey,
right.
I don't know.
Yes, is probably the answer.
I want to know. I want to be a fly in the room, in the back room when they're talking about it. Like, all right, let's do this one interim bout, but then not this one, and let's make this one interim bout. Like, a lot of the stuff really doesn't make sense. But it's like what if they're just like rolling dice? They're like, let's see who's going to fight who, and let's make it happen that way.
Well, right. And Cody, I know you want to hop in here, but even recently what Dana said about the Jan versus Sugar Sean fight, how, you know, Shelby brought it up. Shelby sort of had the idea. Dana hated it. And here you go. Materialized.
I mean, if I'm Sugar Sean, I'm like, I would want that fight because you really can't lose in that matchup. And especially if it stays on the feet, Sugar Sean's stand-up is really good. He could compete with any of these guys in the stand-up department. If Peter Yan wants to strike, and I think Peter Yan's striking is really, really good. I think that his grappling is really, really good. But I think that if Sugar Sean gets in his head and makes it just a striking match, Sugar Sean has power. He can knock you out. And if he goes in there and knocks out a guy like Peter Yan, bam, you're fighting for the title next. And your superstardom is going to go to a whole nother level. You lose to them, it's like, he fought the number one guy right away, and you know he was supposed to lose to him. So if you're Sugar Sean, you're in a win-win situation. If you're Peter Yan, it's still, you know, you're still going to get a lot of eyeballs on the fight because you're fighting a Sugar Sean. And I'd rather fight a Sugar Sean. You lost the title shot, so I'd rather fight him than somebody else. Because if he still goes out there, dominates the Sugar Sean, he could probably get that rematch for the title next anyway. So if you're comparing it to like, oh well, I'm fighting number 14, why? It's still an easier matchup for you than a lot of these other guys in the division.
Well, and not for nothing. I mean, is that not a number one contenders fight? If the winner of that fight could get a title shot, if it's Sean O'Malley, who cares if he's 14? Like, he'll be number 2 after he beats Peter Yan, and then you put him in a pay-per-view headliner against Aljo.
The thing about when I was on the press conference with them, somebody asked him about that, and they were like, well, if Jose Aldo comes out there and he dominates Merab, would you be mad if they gave it to Jose Aldo next? And like Sugar Sean was like super respectful. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm 20 years old. Jose Aldo's a legend. So I'll wait. I'll let him fight for the title first. And if he ends up winning, I'll fight Jose Aldo. So like, it was cool to see him too. Like, you see different personality of guys, like not just on TV when you're sitting next to them and the way they talk. He was a super cool kid.
I love
it. Well, so
Cody,
I just
you
want
got
to make
something on this, right?
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask you guys just your opinions. So, you know, Moreno, Kai Kara-France, both, you know, seemingly you'd have to put yourself in, if you're Kai Kara-France, like to put Moreno away, you got to put yourself in danger. I mean, I think that's probably true for most fights anyway. To put yourself in danger is obviously a risk, but neither of these guys have been finished by strikes. Moreno 2016 in TUF, Kai Kara-France 2017 outside the UFC. So is it more likely that we see a finish here? The under 4.5 is, I believe, plus 130. I just looked at it. The over 4.5, yep, plus 130, minus 160. And so I'm trying to figure out just an angle on this where I can't see a world where, like, we've never seen Kai Kara-France go 5 rounds. So in my brain, I think Kai Kara-France's game plan is going to be more, I need to put myself in danger and possibly be able to put Brandon Moreno away rather than like play a 5-round strategy, right? So what do you think is more likely, that Brandon Moreno goes out there and is able to use that experience, use that cage time, use that kind of next level, aptitude that he has from 3 25-minute fight, not 3, but multiple 25-minute fights, versus what Kai Kara-France has to do to ultimately win the belt? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Kai Kara-France always comes out anyway, trying to get that finish early. And when you have knockout power like that and you're coming off a huge knockout against a guy like Cody Garbrandt, you're going to have that hype, and it's your first title fight and it's a huge card. You're going to be right under the main event. So maybe he's going to get a little bit emotional, but you have guys behind you like Adesanya, and you have Volkanovski that are supporting you. They're really good at talking through those situations. Maybe they're coming up with a good game plan for him, being smart, because Moreno's a guy that he's taking some big shots against Figueiredo. Figueiredo is probably on the same power level as Kai Kara-France, or even more. So this guy has a chin on him, and that he's very good at, if you overexert yourself, he'll take you down with a body lock, and Moreno's very good on top, very good on the ground. So you don't want that to happen either. So I think it's going to be more of kind of like a patient fight, a little bit like Moreno's last fight. I think Moreno honestly has to be more aggressive this fight, come out and like prove to yourself that, they didn't just hand me this interim title fight, because you have a lot of people think, oh, he didn't deserve it. What's this interim title fight? So if he goes out there, dominates Kai Kara-France, he'll be like, well, he's a true champion. He deserves this fight. He really won that last fight with Figueiredo, because that fight could have went either way. So it's one of those tough, could go either way fights.
Yeah, well, and Jay, just to piggyback off of that, Kai Kara-France's finish against Cody Garbrandt, that might be a detriment, because I just opened the window and I think Cody Garbrandt got knocked out. So I don't know if there's like any like added hubris to that, because when you go out, he obviously pieced up Askar Askarov, who's a high level striker. So maybe there's like some maybe overconfident, from the team as well, like very successful team. Maybe that's a situation that might work against him, thinking like, all right, I'm going to go in there and dogfight Moreno, who, has proven he's got that boxing capability. Because would you guys think that, do you think Figueiredo poses more of a knockout threat than Kai Kara-France?
I think so. I think so, right? I think Figueiredo did.
Well, I think we might see something Saturday night. It's not, but so I don't know. I think Kara-France is still on the incline. But for me, I look at a guy like Kai. Cody, I think you both make good points. I wonder about the guys who are going against guys who have this 5-round experience and more 5-round experience. And to me, yeah, go ahead.
No, so I was just going to ask. Let me pose this question to you: if this is a number one contenders fight, third fight on the pay-per-view, it's 15 minutes. Do you think the odds are the same?
Maybe slightly closer,
Right.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to think about in that regard with the 5-round, like you said, the 5-round experience. And I don't know if Kai Kara-France's style that we've seen, and obviously you can't really compare apples to oranges in that case, but I think it's interesting. This is going to be, look at us talking about it. Like, this is going to be a very, very slept on fight, and it's going to be exciting.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sleeping in. I'm excited for this fight.
Yeah, right.
But like, I just don't think they're really pushing this card in general. But because there's not a lot of trash talk or with anybody. Even the Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena fight, like they're trying to make it bad blood, but there's not really like exciting trash talk or anything. But I feel like this whole card is gonna be really good.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah.
So I'm in Los Angeles right now, and I made a split decision. I will be in Dallas on the floor, and I cannot wait to see Juliana Pena on the floor. So let's get right into the main event real quick. So, dude, Amanda Nunes, pretty well documented that she just, I think she said on a scale of 1 to 10, my last camp, I was a 1, just 7 months ago, it was hard for me to think that Nunes handled her emotions well in that last fight. Just a lot sort of seemed off. That being said, I've thought forever that Juliana Pena was the absolute worst matchup for Amanda Nunes. And I just can't wait to see it. Juliana, if you recall, after round 1, I think she was vocalizing on the stool that she was sort of losing. If you know what I mean, there were some real sort of reservations before she went in there and choked her out. Certainly, I know you're going to be picking the Venezuelan vixen, your girl Bully, but break it down for us if you'll be so kind.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like after that first fight, Amanda Nunes was looking for reasons why everything went wrong. She left her team. She said she had a knee injury. She wasn't healthy going in there. And when you're doing things like that, I wasn't the lioness in there. I was a different person and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're coming up with all these excuses. And I think that when you're looking for excuses and reasons why, I think that you're not being honest with yourself. I think she went in there. She went in there dominating all of her opponents before her, walking through everybody. And I thought she probably thought that she was going to walk through Juliana. She went in there with that mindset. Oh, all I got to do is hit her once. She's going to fall. That's what she did. She went out there throwing bombs right away in that second round, just trying to borrow with her. But if you look back at her Cyborg fight, that's the same thing she did in the Cyborg fight. And she dropped Cyborg. She did what Cyborg did to her, to Juliana, with that same mindset, because Cyborg thought she was going to go in there and walk through Amanda. And I just don't think she was being honest with herself. I think she's looking for all these excuses. And I think that could bite her in the butt this fight, because if she comes in there with I got a new team now, none of that's wrong, blah, blah, blah. I think Juliana just still a bad matchup for her. I think Juliana's so tough, so strong. She's going to be a girl that's going to be in your face no matter what. She's not going to fade away when you hit her once. There's girls that feel that hard punch and they're backing off. Juliana's, oh, you want to hit me again. I'm not afraid. And Amanda really hasn't gone against somebody like that besides maybe Shevchenko, and those fights have been very close. And Juliana's, her striking is odd. It's not the same. Shevchenko is very, crisp with her striking. She's very orthodox with everything. You know what she's gonna do. Juliana comes from huge overhand rights. She has a beautiful jab. Then she'll shoot a takedown on you. It's not a regular double leg takedown. It's a body leg takedown to a trip. And a lot of people don't use those things. Juliana will sit there, pull guard on you, stay in that Kimura spot the whole first round, and you're thinking, oh, I'm on top, but she's still going for something. And then you realize, oh man, my arms are dead tired. What was it from? Because you're trying to block that Kimura the whole time. And it's just those little things that I think that Juliana's good at that Amanda's not really bringing into the fact. I think that she's forgetting about those little things that Juliana's good at. She may not have the prettiest striking. She may not have the prettiest wrestling, but she's the prettiest dog in the park. She goes in there and she's going to be in there. She's going to go out there and bite you no matter what. And I think that this fight is going to be the same exact thing. Amanda's going to come out there. She's going to get a little bit emotional. She's going to land a couple punches here or there, but Juliana's still going to be standing in front of her face. She's still going to be right there. I don't think it's going to be that quick of a finish, but I think that maybe the third or fourth round, Amanda's going to end up breaking.
Cody, before you get in, dude.
Hey, what's up, Craig?
Yeah, I love it. Nunes also used to be in the bigger person. Yeah, and he leads my point. Well, Juliana's just as big and strong. Juliana looked shredded at that face office. Those arms, the back delts, forget it. Cody, get in.
No, I mean, I agree with kind of everything Belal said, especially with regard to when I look at this matchup, I ask myself, what's changed? Juliana talked the same exact way before the first fight. There's nothing that's changed about her attitude. She's always felt like she was the top dog in that division for like a decade. So what's changed other than now that she has a shiny piece of gold that represents that? Nothing in her head has changed. Nothing in her heart has changed. So why? Obviously the odds are a little bit, like I said, I put up earlier, minus 1250 was what Amanda was closing at the last time. So obviously the odds makers are giving Juliana a little bit more respect, but coming in as the dog plus 225 as a champ, I mean, there's a lot to be said, I think, about the, perhaps the over hubris of the MMA community about Amanda. I think people get lost in the GOAT conversation. Yes, she's the greatest female fighter of all time. That's not questionable. But is she on Saturday night? Is she against Juliana Pena? That I don't know.
But greatest of all time, you mean most accomplished? This greatest, I hammer John all day about greatest of all time. I get shot.
Do you want to know how they really should? So how I like to define greatest of all time is who would win a fight in the primes? Who would win? I don't think there's a man alive that would beat John Jones in a fight. Just period. I don't care when it was, but John Jones at UFC 2, who beats him? Besides Belal Muhammad, I can't name him.
No, I hear you. I just, it's
maybe Lou Taylor too.
Talking about greatest of all time. Huge. It's I can't help but have Kayla Harrison's name pop into my head just because I don't know what, right, she hadn't been given the opportunity, but.
Right. Well, but could you pick Larissa Pachenko out of a lineup?
Me?
No. Yeah.
No way.
And she's given Kayla her hardest fights, and they're obviously dominant decisions, but still.
But until given the opportunity, look what Juliana did with hers, So
yeah. Well, and hey, I mean, Kayla Harrison's gonna be on the show next week doing some kind of karaoke. So
yeah, that's right, Bully.
I think she could be the greatest of all time.
Yeah. So we got another bet going.
Yeah. And
you realize? Go ahead, Jay.
No, you're good.
You realize the PFL finals in London, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
I didn't think you knew that when you agreed to that.
Oh, yeah, no way.
The PFL finals in London.
Juliana.
So. Is that at the O2?
No, it's at some smaller venue, I think. But you're gonna have to get on your Nimbus 2000 and pop on over there, I guess.
So Belal, with all this flying to London and every time I see you're at a UFC fit in a different state, I assume your training is completely locked in for those of us that care tremendously with all these engagements.
For sure. Yeah, we're still working. We're still always on the grind, no matter what. And that's the thing about longer camps. You have to change it up a bit because I'm a guy that I'm an overtrainer. I'm nonstop. I'll train 3 or 4 times a day when I have a fight. So it's like we have long weeks ahead of us. So we don't want to overdo it early. Bad matchup. Nunez looked fired today, taking that dog money over 100. I mean, you can't judge really anything off of a press conference because they're not the same anymore. Unless there's like a Conor McGregor or Nate Diaz at a press conference or me at a press conference, it's not something that's really interesting because a lot of people feel like they have to be forced into talking trash when they may even have respect for each other. When I saw Moreno and Kai France kind of trying to talk trash to each other, I'm like, bro, both of you guys are nice guys. Don't overdo it. You don't have to. It's going to be a great fight. We're going to watch it anyway. So don't fake it.
Yeah, well, and for you, very few of your opponents, like Maya, Wonder Boy, Luke, even, it's not like there's much really to say, but seems like you got some stuff to say about your boy Sean Brady. So, right? They're all different,
I was talking to Paul about it in London, and I'm like, he's like, man, Sean's cool, man. I was like, bro, when you come out trying to talk trash and you're not really good at it, I'm like, you're coming out of character. You look dumb, and I'm like, please, I wish he was at the press conference because he would have looked really stupid in person and tried to get witty on the mic, and he would have definitely choked up. But yeah, like I said, this only really motivates me. It pushes me to train harder and work harder because I know I'm one away from the title fight. And if I go out there, I dominate Sean Brady, there's no way they're going to take that shot away from me.
Well, it's tough, because the average reading level of the city of Philly is like 3rd grade. I couldn't even get through that without fucking dying. I've never rooted for a Brady to lose before this, so that's my thing. Always on the Brady team, except this time.
Well, anyway, we appreciate y'all being with us. And remember, the show Thursday night, we'll be back with you. Enjoy the fights, UFC 277, and we'll see you next Thursday. Peace.